Welcome back, everyone. I'm John Ferrer, host of theCUBE, here at our NYSE CUBE studios on the East Coast, here at the New York Stock Exchange, overlooking the balcony of the floor. Of course, we got our Palo Alto studio connecting Wall Street. Silicon Valley is part of the NYSE Wired program, as well as community. Hitoshi Harada is there, co-founder and CPO of Alpaca. They enable developers to engage with crypto, build a crypto, and take advantage, and they're trailblazing the crypto scene. Hitoshi, thanks for coming on theCUBE, appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, great to be here.
So, first explain what you guys do.
Yeah.
You're the chief product officer. You have the keys to the kingdom.
Sure.
You set the agenda.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So Alpaca is a brokerage infrastructure API company. We help more than 280 companies across more than 40 countries, fintech and brokers to access the liquidity of the US stocks, crypto, US options, all this stuff.
So you're a crypto API.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Explain what that is.
Yeah.
What does it do?
Well, we are the infrastructure layer, so we provide a custody and trading, all these necessary services through the one single API, so that anyone can build the next generation, next innovation on top of our platform.
So if I want to do a retail thing on crypto, that's what I would do.
Exactly.
I'd use you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are they doing? What are people building?
Well, we started from a more traditional finance space. After the Robinhood skyrocketed in the US, there are so many entrepreneurs across the world started building the next generation of Robinhood in each country, and that's how we started growing the business. But nowadays, of course, things are changing beyond just the traditional securities and options, but also they're building the next generation such as tokenization. And so lately, we have been helping a lot of today's tokenization platforms. And so if you come across any tokenized stocks meme, then we are behind that, pretty much.
Yeah, you're enabling.
Yeah.
You are an enablement to entrepreneurs.
Correct.
They see Robinhood, I got to have that. I mean, why not? They're kicking ass.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome.
Awesome.
And then now existing companies as well.
Yeah.
And they need you because you're the infrastructure, it's like a managed service for them.
Yeah, and especially in the context of the tokenization, which is a hot topic today. There are a bunch of clearing brokers out there, but what differentiates us from them is that we are also we are infrastructure for both traditional securities and the crypto in the platform. So that way, because in order to tokenize the traditional securities, you need to have both capability, and you need to the trade between the stable coins and the real world RW tokens and stuff like that. So we have the both capability, which is rare, and that's why we are here outstanding for those players. People
are really nervous. Enthusiasm is high, confidence levels are getting better, but to have full confidence, I got to make sure that the custody is rock solid, and I don't want to lose my assets.
Sure.
That's the mindset.
Sure.
How are you guys ensuring that? What are some of the key
Sure. First of all, we are the self-clearing direct membership of the DTCC and OCC and FICC, so fully regulated under FINRA, the SEC as well. So that's how we understand what it takes and what it means to protect the investors, and we apply the same principles, same methodologies, practices to the digital asset side. And in fact, what we are seeing here at Alpaca is that the crypto and digital assets and the traditional finance is no longer separate things. They're the same thing. The same principle applies, and we need to have the same the principles of how to protect the investors, how to protect the markets, and we have been doing this for the very diligent way. And that's how.
When did you guys start doing this?
2018, we got the first license from the FINRA, and since then we grew to the DTCC membership and stuff like that for over 8 years or so.
Yeah. So you gotta check the boxes.
Yeah.
You gotta do the work.
Yes.
How much of your team is software? And versus business related?
Correct. Yeah. The difficult nuance, right? That point is that the fintech is really finance and technology, and we are definitely in the middle of that. We started as a technology company, and we got acquired the financial license. So in that way, we are a finance technology company, and to indicate that, more than half of the employees are engineers here at Alpaca.
Yeah, so you're a tech company.
Yeah, and my background was a software engineer.
Yeah.
I had no idea about the finance space. In fact, being in the Wall Street here today is
pretty cool, isn't it?
To be cool. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah. So I want to share with you a story. I would like to get your reaction to it, if you don't mind. a good friend of mine, Adrian Cockcroft, as an engineer, he worked for Netflix.
Yeah.
He was a famous engineer at Netflix. I think he did the Chaos Monkey, the first,
Right.
like DevOps. It was
Yeah.
the really early days of the Clouderati days, if you remember that, if you're a
Yes,
software
I
engineer.
do.
He then went and did a bunch of things. Then he worked for Amazon. Now he's just doing some cool projects. He's a friend of our community as well. He had a phrase, he said this on LinkedIn a while back, just recently. He said, when asked, why did you go to Amazon Web Services at that time? It was really contrarian.
Right.
Like, why would you go take Netflix, which is
Right.
growing so fast, and go to some cloud that has basic building blocks?
Yeah.
And cloud at that time wasn't viewed as reliable. No one understood what it was. It was still magical even then. And he had a line, and I think it applies a little bit to what you're doing
Yes.
here in this world, in
Exactly.
finance. His answer was, it was easier to teach a developer how to do ops than teach an ops person how to be a developer. And that was a profound statement at that time, because you optimize for what you're good at. And what ended up happening was, he was right. DevOps happened. DevSecOps came after that for security. And so that was a fundamental contrarian script that flipped. He was ahead of the curve.
That's right.
I think a lot of that's happening here
Yeah, exactly.
in finance.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's your reaction to that? Comment, reaction?
100%. Yeah, you nailed it down. So yeah, exactly. So like the platform, and we often when we are thinking about our strategy, also like we look at the Amazon AWS strategy too, right? Yeah, we also we face the direct customers as a B2C, B2D products, but also our business comes from the B2B, and the reason is because we build ourselves our trading platform, but then we build the infrastructure layer so that other can also build on top of that. So it's very similar to how Amazon e-commerce works on top of AWS, and now everyone is using AWS. And then you're right, you don't need to reinvent the fundamental infrastructure layer if it exists. And of course, it comes with some it's not straightforward. Compared to what you have everything. For example, Robinhood has everything underneath all this technology, but of course, not everyone can afford, especially if you are starting. You should be on the robust platform so that you don't need to worry about
you do the hard stuff at the
Yeah.
infrastructure level.
Yeah.
Provide an API, which is very Amazonian.
Yes.
You got agents coming next. What's your thoughts on agentic? Because blockchain's not as easy as, I should say that this way. It's not the same architecture
Sure.
as, say, distributed computing.
Sure.
What's
Yeah.
your view on that?
Well, to be a very futuristic mindset, myself, I'm a technology innovator. Yeah. Well, all these the finance is coming to more data. Everything is coming to the data in a way that, what you do makes you money, and that basically your credit of your life is what you have as assets. And then everything is becoming a data in a way. So what do you
Assets are data on the chain.
Exactly, and that money is not just different from the data, especially in the context of blockchain. If everything is organized and if you make money on chain, then it's basically data, right?
It's money.
Yeah,
It's still
and
money.
And when everything is like that, everything is data and money, and then of course the agent, the AI and agent comes into play, and how to optimize it.
Yeah, you
and
do tasks.
Exactly.
They can do tasks for you.
On behalf of you. Exactly. And so that's how I see it. And I'm very bullish about how the AI plays in the financial space.
I have to ask you this, Hitoshi, because it's an observation I've had, and you come from a similar product background as I do. In finance, as it becomes more cloud-like in the sense of the disruption, as you kind of pointed out, you're seeing base infrastructure getting worked on. Things like crypto APIs enables builders to do stuff. Okay, this is the layered approach of abstractions. And I'm seeing an entrepreneurial wave coming. I'm seeing a product mindset, meaning I think there's going to be new products that will come out of this that we haven't seen yet. You're already starting to see some treasury stuff, people staking stuff. So the value of the blockchain and now the software capabilities is going to create white spaces and then just net new opportunities.
Right.
What's your view on this product management role opportunity? Not as a role like my job, just as a mindset of saying, well, I could take that credit product and put it with the treasury and blend it with that, and I have a new product, and it's not like a big short problem. It's like more of a, it's all tracked.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, like operating this company for 8 years now, and like I've suddenly seen like some at the beginning, early days especially, like we saw like some like a distance between the tech and in the finance in a way that the people call product, but it's actually like when in the finance it's like
A solution.
or like just like equities and options and fixed income, just they call it the product.
Yeah.
But then like in the tech world, it's about like mobile interface and user experiences and how do you access to certain data.
Yeah, and those are colliding.
Yeah. So those are colliding nowadays. Yeah, yes, exactly. Like the people in the Wall Street and the finance space is definitely understanding better how to build a product.
Because they had a lot of vertical integration inside their company.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a proprietary stack.
Yeah.
Or
and everyone understands like these like tradable assets are basically like commodities, in a way. So yeah, how to differentiate yourself is not about like what product you offer, what assets you offer, like you do.
we both were at the Solana breakfast
Yeah.
this morning. The title was State of Crypto,
Yes.
A View from Washington.
Yeah.
That was the billing on the Luma.
Sure.
What was your takeaway from that?
Well, yeah, that's definitely an interesting question. And it was totally enlightening to me as well, like how quickly the administration side is moving ahead and like trying to build a framework around like how the crypto and the digital assets coming into the traditional space. And in fact, again, like at the Alpaca, or how we are seeing this is that things are converging, and basically like this is the biggest, one of the biggest, the upgrade of the global financial systems in a way that like securities used to be a paper certificate back then in 80s, 70s, and then like in 90s, basically everything got digitalized in the DTCC and the database, but still it was private. And then 2020s, now we are seeing is like things are going to token and on-chain, which means that it's going to be the permissionless, it's going to be like more global and like transferable and all these like good stuff. But it's just like a different format. It's nothing different. We're not like inventing something totally different.
Yeah. It's a technology that's got horizontal capabilities.
Correct.
Because it's distributed, it's blockchain, decentralized.
Yeah.
The software layer provides rapid acceleration for agility.
Yes.
But it's the systems. It's not like building a SaaS app.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
that's different.
Yeah. And what's interesting to me, like also like from Alpaca's point of view, compared to like what we are seeing today in this morning, was that of course like things are happening from the U.S. is the source, like when U.S. changes, the global capital market changes. But while I was actually in Mumbai, India last week, and also Saudi in Riyadh last week. I was talking with the local people, local regulators, local brokers, and the tokenization phenomenon is actually already seen there. It's not, they are not just following, but they are trying to go ahead as well. And so the tokenization, like I said, like it's going to be global. It's not just U.S. And like
And the benefit of actually one of the upsides of the U.S. regime and the last administration was a lot of the work was done internationally. I mean, that's a huge, now it was a nuclear winter in the United States. Everyone fled the area, they fled the jurisdiction, as we say.
Sure.
Now they're migrating back in, but they're migrating in with massive businesses.
Yes.
I mean, the companies that are going public, their numbers rival all the best tech companies.
Yes.
Because
you're right.
the market's growing.
Yeah, and it's interesting thing that's happening today is like even like companies like Klarna, who is based in Europe, is actually listing in NYSE like today, like because that's the center of the capital, right?
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, but then like if the tokenization, token economy starts flying, taking off, then like people might start considering to go public on chain instead of going to the traditional markets, right? And so like, but then like what's important is like again like we should not repeat the same mistake that we made in 2017, 18 about
the ICO craze,
Exactly. So like how we make sure like the companies are legit and how what kind of due diligence needs to happen, like who endorses that, and like that all those stuff framework is necessary and very important. That's why like the crypto
stablecoin helps that.
Yeah.
And with the institutions coming in, real transparency.
Correct.
I mean, really, that was a fake market because there was really not. It was like a private market with public, uncontrollable, unregulated.
Correct.
I mean, people were doing ICOs for like 100 million. The next day, converted to fiat, and see you later. Investors.
Yeah.
Wow,
Where'd
that money go?
Exactly.
Shit, we didn't go public fast enough.
Everyone is aware.
But people got screwed over. That was and that was terrible. But now,
Exactly.
By the way, the people who are hardcore doing the work, we were there. We had an ICO ready to go, but we pulled it. But it took the big players that were actually doing legit work. It put a black eye on the wrong players. So the good news is now the good players still did the work. You guys are still jamming away. The use cases are phenomenal. So I'll highlight a few because I think this is the most notable part of the story. Infrastructure, more chains, more public, more private chains. That's a KPI, we'll see that. That's infrastructure. End users are touching crypto value, utility, in about 20% estimated from our research shows that an average person is probably touching some sort of crypto thing, an app or transaction. So the user experience flywheel's crossed over. Infrastructure stabilizing with stable coins. So this abstraction layer, I believe, platform as a service and cloud nomenclature will evolve and decentralize. So that's our research is pointing all to that. I'm sure you agree, yes?
I do,
Okay, so let's go to the next level. Okay, if we believe that, and we do, you're going to start to see use cases. Now, you guys are touching fintech startups, broker-dealers, algorithmic traders, tokenization platforms, any new project. We could work on something, the CUBE coin. Get your API and build a trading platform, digital wallets, hedge funds and prop firms, robo-advisors, and crypto exchanges. That's the use cases that you guys are enabling. That's horizontal. It's not like you started a company and said, hey, let's just target prop firms. I mean, you are hitting a horizontal developer platform. That is validation in my mind that we are here.
Appreciate it. Definitely. Like that's how we see like how our vision is, right? So like that anyone should be able to build something awesome like on top of and like without worrying about like hardcore stuff. Like what's important is that again like nothing new is happening. Like it's like what's needed to run the capital markets and the financial system globally doesn't change, but it's slightly different.
The mechanisms change. I mean, cloud was just a data center in the sky. Or there were servers in colos that Amazon owned, called the cloud.
But every single piece needs to innovate, keep innovating and like adapting to the new generation, adapting to the new world. And so like someone like us definitely continue to help those people to keep innovating and because the heart of the Alpaca is that we focus on the infrastructure so that more and more people can build it. Like we don't believe that one solution can fit into everyone on the planet, 8 billion people today. So like all these community needs to evolve and like everyone needs to experiment and build something.
Innovators will figure out what mechanisms need to change to achieve what was already happening on chain. That's what you're saying. Okay, so I saw a video with Sam Altman. It's not kind of a non sequitur, but I'll tie it over because it has to do with AI. Because AI, we see a lot of use cases. It was an early video with Vinod Khosla from a venture firm, and he was talking about when ChatGPT was kind of first released out on beta, and they thought it was going to be used for something else. And then when they saw people were just talking to it, internally they said, "Whoa, people." It's working. This is early days, and not pivoted. They shifted to that. That became the ChatGPT moment that everyone talks about. So that is a direct result of getting it out there and looking at the data. So I have to ask you, what are you seeing as the data observations? Again, all those use cases I give you an observation space. What's the pattern on use cases? What's the utility? What are people doing?
Well, I mean, first of all, like to answer that question, like. I should explain our experience itself. Because like the Alpaca actually started as a trading API for algo software developer to build their own automated trading system. So it was actually like not just more conceptual trading experiences individually. But then like all of a sudden like all these like entrepreneurs came to us and saying like, hey, you guys have a good API on and a good financial stack. Why don't you build a little bit more for us so that we can build more stuff on top of your platform? And nobody was doing that. So okay, like, I mean that was very enlightening.
It's easier to use other people as distribution.
Exactly, inspiring, and like that's how we started this like more like going deeper into the infrastructure layer, and that work
You
out.
optimize for this problem. Whoa, this is the market.
Exactly. Yeah. That was like very like aha moment for us.
The funny story is well documented. Slack, as we all know, they were trying to build a game, and the internal developer tool was nothing was out there as good, and then they just, instead of giving the money back to Andreessen Horowitz, they just released it. We hope this flies, and then we kicked ass.
Yeah.
The rest is history, right?
Yeah.
So this is the entrepreneurial journey.
Exactly, and to that next level, right? Like, so now, like we are playing the infrastructure layer, we are like enabling lots of people to build more and more, to experiment the next stuff. And like we are saying, definitely, like for example, this tokenization again, like we didn't realize that the tokenization players are already like 3, 4, 5, coming up very quickly, and they are trying, of course, like today, like wrapped version of the token on top of the one-to-one backed securities is a way to do it today, but people are definitely thinking about next way of doing it, basically, which is basically to issue the tokens on chain directly without having the underlying securities. But like the big question is like how to do it, and it's incremental. We think that what's happening in 5 to 10 years now, but then like you can't just directly jump into that. Like you have to build incrementally and experiment.
You got to get in the arena and then grow with the market.
Yes.
I mean, just solve problems.
Yeah, exactly.
And watch the data like you guys did.
Yes.
You could have been, no, we're focused on our North Star.
Yeah. Might be different. Might be wrong.
The market's the market.
Exactly.
I mean, you got to be aware.
Yeah, and how to quickly adapt and like like how to build the hypothesis into like the solution. That's like how the entrepreneur is about.
Well, talk about Alpaca. I'll give you the final word. Put a plug in for the company. How big are you guys?
Yeah.
What's the focus?
Yeah.
What are you optimizing for?
Yeah.
Are you hiring? If so, who? Go. Give a plug.
Thank you. So like we are globally distributed company. We are like a remote only company, and like we are 250 and more employees all over the world. I'm based in Dubai actually, originally from Japan. I used to be in Silicon Valley, but I moved. And like we have like lots of these like great talents. And like I said, like we are a tech company before being a financial company, so we definitely continue to build a strong engineering team. We have like, lots of things to build, and it's very exciting. I was just like having a dinner with our engineers team, and everyone is so excited to build the next generation of this. So yeah, like we are looking for.
Well, you're handling the crown jewels, custody and assets.
Yes, and
those are the two variables that matter.
Yeah,
you miss one,
trading,
everything crashes.
Yeah, exactly.
You get a lot of pissed off customers.
It's a very monumental moment for us, and like, building what's necessary for all the global to build the next generation of financial system.
So maybe theCUBE could start our own Robinhood?
Sure, yeah.
We had a CUBE coin. I love hanging out with the crypto people because it's like all these ideas come in my head. Thank you, Hitoshi. Thanks for coming on theCUBE. We appreciate Trailblazers. Again, this is another example of the crypto Trailblazers. We're making things happen, building the next generation infrastructure. It's a disruptive enablement, which means it's going to disrupt the existing but enable new capabilities. The role of building on top of chains and using data and building just the utility that we know, but in a different way. The mechanisms will change. Everything is changing, of course. We got you covered here on theCUBE. Thanks for watching.